Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Wednesday, December the 4th. The year's 2024. Let's talk trading, tactics versus psychology. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And a friendly reminder, we're close to the end of the year, trading year. So let's make sure we always have our risk management in place so we don't lose more than we're willing to lose on any one single trade. Now, yesterday, talked about story, state, and strategy. Well, today I want to talk about tactics versus psychology. And it's kind of similar, but sometimes, if you tell somebody something one way, they may get it, but somebody else might not. But then if you tell it a second way, the person who didn't get it the first way might get it the second way. So, tactics versus psychology. And I should have actually included something else called maybe information tactics psychology. Because you probably have the information you need and you have the tactics to take advantage of that information, but for some reason you don't do it. What's an example outside of trading? Weight loss, smoking to excess, drinking to excess, or just, general overall health. We all have the information. And if we are afflicted with one of those or more of those problems, we know the tactics we need to do to reverse that and to eliminate that. But what gets in our way? The answer is staring at you in the mirror. You get in your own way. And so there's something inside of us, inside our brains, that cause us to basically mess up. So the question is, what do you do to make sure you don't mess up? Well, one of the biggest things that you don't do, or that you do, is you build your environment, or you set up your environment to make it difficult to do what you shouldn't be doing and make it easy to do what you should be doing. So, for example, let's say you trade the 1 minute chart, but for whatever reason, you keep rushing the entries. You keep basically picking the wrong direction. Oh, it's made a top, I think it's going to reverse. Oh, it's made a bottom, I think it's going to reverse. And then what happens is, maybe up here, say right here, you went short. And then you suffered this drawdown. You may even have stopped out only to see this happen. So what's one way to stop that behavior? Well, a lot of times, all you have to do is move up a time frame or two or three. And all of a sudden you get price is the same, but you get a slightly different picture because you're looking at a little bit longer time frame. And you can look for the same patterns. And there they are. I mean, one thing that I've started to do is I actually move up to the M30, because that way, if I do that, then I'm not on the wrong side of M30 when I enter the trade. At least not usually, unless it, reverses on me. So you set up your environment that way. And maybe you put some horizontal lines on there. The previous day's high and low, for example. Maybe you put the midpoint like I like to. You might even look at a daily chart. So you have to determine what you need to do to set up your environment so it helps you overcome the psychology that's detrimental to you at the moment. And as I said, it's similar to the story, the state, and the strategy. So let me know if you watch yesterday's video and today's video, you're watching today's video, let me know which one hit home, if either of them hit home. Is it the story and the state you're in and the strategy, or is it maybe, like I said, the information and the tactics and the psychology? Because, we have talked a lot about psychology because that just seems to be the sticking point, or what gets most traders is that psychology. Another environment, and I've spoken about this before, is that if you always seem to be exiting too early and you take a few pips when you could have had a bucket load, then you can always do the place your bets, where you set a TP, you set a stop loss, and you walk away. And I know sometimes that might be, once again, it might be tough to do. But you're setting up an environment. I mean, you can literally do that. You can almost turn your computer off, or at least turn your trading screen off. So you're only looking at what you need to look at. But you're prevented from interfering with the trade. I mean, we just saw a big move here. Now, what does M30 like to do? It likes to cover. So chances are it should get back down to this 70 area. A couple of more pips. We just have to wait and see. So let's, go through the charts here. Let's see. Go back. Go back one. There we go. And right now we're looking at the daily chart, and we can see it's within the candle body. It just came out of that upper wick zone. Now we're like right on that edge, and we all know price doesn't like to stay in the wick zone. And for the week, we filled that gap. We're 48 pips above that weekly open. And we're just slightly below the psychological 75 line at the moment. And we're once again, you can see we are within the opening range for the week and the opening range for the year still. $38 pips below that yearly open. And that reminds me, I've got to figure out what's going on here. Must think we're in a new year. We've got the inside bar action going on once again, except we are slightly above the inside bar from 36 weeks ago. Only 72 pip range at the moment. And as you can see, we just about covered that M30. Coming out of that rat zone, nice rat zone trade. Bambino Flex goes long near the pivot. And we are getting close to that pivot right now. And we haven't taken out that monthly pivot yet. We have taken out the weekly, and we've taken out that daily. In and out of that upper wick zone, as I mentioned earlier. Look at this. We hit both of the ATR zones today. I know I haven't really talked much about the ATR zone in a while, but it's one of those places where you look for reversals. And you know, you can pretty much look on the chart here. We always talk about looking left. You see this price turn here. And what happened? It repeated itself. And you can see a price turn here. And once again, price turn came out of this upper wick zone area. And then here at the bottom, you can see there was a price turn there. And that same level right here, price came down. And then it started coming up through all those previous lows like a banshee. And you can see here, price went coast to coast. And you know what, fellow traders? Fastest 15 minutes trading is just about over. So always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.